Now, until recently, Basra in the south of Iraq had, according to British forces, been one of the success stories of the war. So successful, in fact, British troops are planning a complete handover to Iraqi security forces by the end of the year. But violence is growing, and among the Shia groups battling for power is a growing and often brutal influence on women. Rosie Garthwaite explains.
Women shot in the knees for not covering their legs, beheaded for not wearing a headscarf, female doctors murdered for going to work. These are stories heard every day in Iraq, but rarely seen. It's impossible to gather real stats on the number of women being targeted. Honour, secrecy and the danger of association mean that many bodies lie unclaimed and unnamed in morgues around the country. But activists say the numbers are growing. In Basra, the police chief says that at least 15 women are being killed every month for allegedly violating religious and moral rules. He admits there's a terrible repression against women in Basra. Critics say the new constitution is leaving women exposed to the random interpretations of some Islamic clerics. It guarantees women equal rights on the one hand, but also says no law can contradict the, quote, established rulings of Islam.
They don't want women to be liberated, they don't want women to be independent, they simply want women as slaves in their own homes. And this was the first message that the Islamist militias were giving from the day first of the occupation.
And it's not just in Basra. According to low-level research carried out by the Organisation of Women's Freedom in Iraq, the situation is worse in Sadr city in Baghdad and bad in the north in Mosul.
I had 8 names simply in one couple of days, women who were like lecturers, judges, nurses, doctors who refused to obey the Islamists, and they went to work, and for the following morning they were beheaded and their head were put on the doorstep of their homes to make them an example for other women who have courage to go out to work.
Next month, the Iraqi security forces take over from the British. It will be up to them to ensure women's freedoms.
Certainly no foreign power is going to resolve these kind of internal Iraqi problems. It has to be the Iraqis who resolve.
Aren't you just running away in that situation from the real legacy, which is this total change in culture in Basra?
What we're doing is sticking to a very clear plan that is about empowering the Iraqis to produce lasting solutions to their own security problems.
The killings in Basra are thought to have been carried out by Shia groups like the Mehdi Army and Badr Brigade. The fighters have a stronghold there. Police have admitted in the past that they're too scared to carry out investigations into most of the killings. These same groups are thought to dominate the Iraqi security forces. As long as the government has limited control of the streets, Iraqi women say they fear the streets will rule their lives for years to come. Rosie Garthwaite, Al Jazeera.